Good evening and welcome to this emergency broadcast of the Raw Feed. I'm Gary Franchi. What you're about to learn about those mysterious drones we reported on last night will shake you to your core. Through a verified high level source, we have uncovered the real reason these craft are in our skies, and it's far worse than anyone imagined. Just hours ago, we received intel that these aren't just random aircraft, they're part of a massive counter terror operation hunting for a potential WMD on American soil. A shadowy organization known as the Office of Global Access has deployed these advanced surveillance assets in a desperate search for what could be a dirty bomb hidden somewhere in our cities. The government's silence about these drones, well, it wasn't incompetence, it was desperation to prevent mass panic while this operation continues. And those strange lights that people have been filming, well, they're sophisticated radiation detection platforms searching for gamma signatures that could indicate the presence of a nuclear device. Now, before we dive into the full details of this developing crisis, I want you to text this stream link to everyone you know. The mainstream media won't touch this story, but the American people deserve to know what's really happening in our skies. And to our viewers watching across YouTube, Rumble, and X, thank you for joining us for this emergency broadcast. Your support in sharing this information could literally save lives. Now, the threat isn't theoretical, it is real and it's urgent. So stay with us as we expose the full scope of this operation, what it means for every American citizen. This is not just another news story, it's a warning that demands your immediate attention. Now, turning to our chat room, it is on fire. We have a lot of people tuning in here. Thousands, in fact, right now. Sure You Gospel, Nanya, Screw Plan Playbook. Who else is in the house? Sound off from where you are watching from and your device as well. Psycho Plant Lady, Hot Mixer 2010. We got the Rumble bot here as well. We've got John Porton. We've got 1991 combat vet. Nancy Pelosi's liver is here. How about Nancy Pelosi's hip? We've got David Malton, Miss Mia 207, J.90, Gizaz, Kelly Cook, MC. We've got Jazz Freak. Everybody is tuning in for this, so we're just going to let everybody file in. We're going to get to the details of this. We got some video clips lined up for you as well. Um, and we don't have one, Brian, so don't worry about that. We got Keith, we got Tucson Girl, H2O for you. We got Keitham69, 3%er. And John Connor from New Zealand is signing on. So many people are here right now. I just came from an event. Brian, we're not going to have one. We're not going to have one. Oh, you can just you can just use the gold ad. You can just put our gold sponsor. Okay, sorry about that little technical stuff. We didn't have a sponsor for this segment, but anyway. Um, Okay, so I was at a GOP event, a women's event. I was a keynote speaker there, and while I was there, I'm getting text messages and trying to focus on the event at hand. When I had a moment, I looked down, read my phone. I said, "Holy cow, what's going on?" About 45 minutes later, more text messages coming in from different sources. People, I'm going to show you some of these messages. One of the tweet from a friend named Jack Lombardi corroborating the initial text I received, and then like just a flurry of supporting evidence that everything just kind of came into focus. And that's why we're doing this emergency broadcast, and we're going to bring you this information right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to show you isn't just another breaking story. It's potentially the most significant national security threat we've faced since 9/11. A source with special access has revealed that those mysterious drones we've been tracking across American skies are actually part of a massive counter-terror operation. So that's encouraging. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why they're being so vague when they address this is they're not a threat, so you have nothing to worry about. But how do they know that? Well, now we know. Apparently, the Office of Global Access has deployed these advanced surveillance assets for one purpose: hunting for a dirty bomb that's believed to be hidden somewhere on U.S. soil. But here's what should really keep you up at night. The reason the intel is leaking now, well, because time may be running out. Now, let's get into the details here, okay? This was specifically revealed to me bombshell information. Now, these are our drones. These are our drones. They are tracking gamma rays linked to possible WMDs in a massive counter-terror operation. Now, it's the Office of Global Access, a three-letter agency, deployed advanced surveillance assets to hunt for stray nuke or mass casualty weapon hidden on the east and west coast. The mission objectives are to detect communications that are tied to the device, partner with law enforcement for rapid response, and prevent mass panic while advancing intelligence operation. Now, low altitude surveillance aircraft are scanning for specific signals. Special op units are ready for instant action. Cyber intel teams are analyzing the different networks. Now, sources say this could involve a submarine breach of our SOS US warning nets or a WMD hidden in a cargo container or a vehicle. Of course, the stakes are high. And of course, the government's silence does speak volumes because they don't want people to panic. And people already are panicking because there hasn't been disclosure, clear disclosure. As you saw in our previous report on this topic, people are actually taking up arms and they're shooting at anything they see in the sky, which should not be happening. You should not be taking up any arms. You should not be taking aim at anything in the sky. Okay, that is very, very dangerous because a lot of these videos that are surfacing, a lot of them are being identified as passenger airliners or small passenger jets. Some could be nefarious actors just trying to get people to watch their video. Oh, look, they sent up a drone. Oh, look at this. People making crazy claims, and it's creating a lot of hysteria. And we tried to debunk a lot of that stuff last night. Go back into our channel, look at the videos. I mean, Japanese lanterns. People are seeing video. They're sending in videos. They're posting them online. These masses of lights in the sky clearly are Japanese lanterns, and people are freaking out. So anything that people see in the sky, this heightened sense of hysteria and paranoia. People are pointing their cameras, they're using garbage phones, and they're recording anything they see. And it's all spreading around, and it's actually muddying the waters. OGA's advanced ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance tactics, including low and slow aerial monitoring, are actively in play. Now, the intel is leaking. Dirty bomb or worse could already be here. So, we have corroborating information that supports what my source has revealed. Now, if you look at the front page of the Drudge Report, these are the top stories right now. Fed up New Jersey sheriff sends own drone up to follow mysterious flying objects. Drones, planes, or UFOs? Americans abuzz over mysterious New Jersey sightings. Now, this guy, John Ferguson, just published this. He is the CEO of Saxon Aerospace, a manufacturer of manned drones, giving his assessment. Now, he's got this is a 9-minute video he posted. And we're going to play it for you because what he says here is exactly what we're talking about. So he's not the only person. Intel from verified high source. Sarah, okay, and then the Sean Ryan show also. This was published 2 days ago, mind you. Sarah Superbad Adams reveals how Russia and its pipelines are aiding our enemies in smuggling supplies into America for a planned homeland attack. Again, this is all now open source intelligence that is flooding in and people are sharing it. We're going to play this clip for you too. Now, this is from Jack Lombardi. He just shared this with me 45 minutes after I received my text message. Urgent alert, Russia's vengeful strategy could lead to terror on U.S. soil. And I called Jack and we had a conversation. And I said, man, I just received a text about this very topic. And as Jack writes here, disturbing news has emerged. Russia is reportedly assisting this group in smuggling supplies into the U.S., potentially positioning for homeland attack. This intelligence shared by a former CIA targeter suggests a sinister motive, retaliation for the U.S. supporting Ukraine against Russian aggression. Imagine the horror of our own policies meant to uphold freedom abroad, possibly being exploited to endanger our own people. With the current administration's open border policies, have we unwittingly laid out a welcome mat for terror? I think so. The thought of lives lost, Families shattered and our homeland under threat is unbearable. This isn't just about border security, it's about the safety of every American. Russia's strategy seems clear. If we aid Ukraine, they'll strike back where it hurts most, on our soil. Having the border open for the last 4 years has been one of the greatest national security threats. People are talking about having multiple October 7th style events happening right here in the United States. People getting captured from the terrorist watch list right here in American soil. These are all mainstream news reports that have corroborated all of these concerns. We must ask ourselves, are we ready to face the consequences of our foreign policy when it's used against us? Can we, in good conscience, continue with policies that might be putting national security at risk? This is not about politics. It is about survival. We must demand a reassessment of our border and foreign policy before we pay the ultimate price for supporting Ukraine. Now, let's listen to what she had to say before we get into this gentleman here, John Ferguson. We're going to play his clip. But we're going to listen to this clip here from the Sean Ryan show first.
Push at us for Ukraine. There's information that Russia and Russian pipelines are helping bring in some of the resources that are going to support Al-Qaeda's homeland attack.
Into this country?
Yep, to push at us for Ukraine. Just like we're doing stuff against Russia.
So hold on.
So
let me get this straight.
Ukraine.
So Russia's sending supplies into the United States to help with the terrorist homeland.
Their pipeline is helping move some of Al-Qaeda's supplies in the United States for their homeland attack.
Which is probably our own fucking supplies because we left everything there. Am I right?
I mean, it's a different kind of supply. I'll tell you what the supply is, but it is a Russian channel, reportedly, that the supply has moved through. There's information.
Okay, so she brings up this important point. And what's even more concerning is what John Ferguson has revealed. Now, what he brings up an important point. He talks about during the 80s when the Russian program, the nuclear program, was dismantled, there was a lot of missing nuclear material. And in fact, I know people close to me that aided in trying to hunt down some of that material back then. So this brings up an even more concerning situation when you consider what I have just learned about these shipping containers or vehicles, and these drones are now sniffing. They are sniffing for the signature of these devices. So when I saw this clip, I said, holy cow, it's not like it's a big secret anymore. People are connecting the dots on their own. Citizen journalists are doing the homework that the mainstream media just can't do anymore because they are outdated dinosaurs. Let's listen to what John Ferguson has to say, CEO of Saxon Aerospace.
Hey everyone, my name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see one of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody. So, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. I don't want to spread misinformation, as we know that there's a lot of that going around. But anyway, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay, We don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case. So I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay? That is a very serious deal. And everyone knows that the United States government, this administration, is pushing to get into a war with Russia. We all know that. We all feel it. We all see it. Okay? Well, back up a few years. Do y'all remember when those drones were mysteriously flying across the Interstate 70 corridor from Colorado up into Nebraska, down here into Kansas, and out into Missouri? Well, it was believed that those drones were looking for radioactive material because there had been some material that come up missing here in the United States, and they felt like it was high probability that the nuclear or the radioactive material would be taken along the Interstate 70 corridor heading east or west or south. So from what we understand, they were out there trying to find this radioactive material. Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night unless you're doing some type of ISR work, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, looking for bad guys, or looking for a victim, a search and rescue victim, or law enforcement, or some type of military project, right? There's no reason for a drone to be flying at night, really, okay? Because they don't see shit. So, unless you have thermal optics, drones really don't see stuff. You need to do mapping during the day. If you're going to do farming stuff, you mostly do it during the day. The only reason why you would ever fly an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something, whether it be a person or trying to smell gas. We have methane gas detection systems that can detect gas leaks in pipelines. You really wouldn't use thermal optics for trying to find gas leaks, just simply because the only way you're actually going to find a gas leak with thermal optics is if the gas leak is aggressive enough that it has a difference in temperature. Because thermal imaging, it creates a digital image based off of the temperature variance. So whatever is different in temperature, it creates an image. Usually gas leaks so slow that it goes quickly into ambient before you can even see it. So we have special sensors that can detect gas leaks. We also have special sensors that can detect radioactive material. So with this gentleman that I had spoken with, who was trying to raise the alarm to try to get somebody in the government to say, hey, we need to work together to go try to find this nuclear warhead, none of that ever happened. They knew that warhead was on its way to the United States. That's all that ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. This government did not do anything at all to help this gentleman raise the alarm and raise awareness that there is a very deadly weapon on its way to the United States. It's out there. Nobody knows where it's at now. It left Europe. Now it's gone. So my own guess, is that these drones are not nefarious in intent. If they are, they are, but I doubt it. But if they are drones, The only reason why they would be flying and flying that low is because they're trying to smell something on the ground. That's it. There's no other reason for a drone to be flying in the air other than to piss a bunch of people off at night. That's it. So, my belief is they're trying to smell something on the ground. Gas leaks, radioactive material, whatever. So, and do I think that that they're coming up out of the ocean? No, I don't think so. Drones that are multi-copter type drones, not the the fixed wing aircraft that look like regular airplanes, but the multi-copters, they only have so much battery life. They have hybrid versions that are gas powered with electric, but those can still only fly for a short period of time. There's no way in hell that any drone is going to go miles off the coast as a multi-copter and fly into the interior of the United States and do a bunch of work and then turn around and fly back. It's just physics will not allow that to happen. So these drones, I believe, are launched from a location that nobody knows, but I do believe that they're flying low enough that they're just trying to sniff the ground and try to find something. So again, I hate to be a pessimist or a guy that thinks, directly to the negative. However, I know as a professional, I mean, we build professional stuff for the military. I believe that they're actually out there trying to smell something that's very important. So anyway, let me know what you think of this video. I'm not trying to gaslight. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to let people know that this is a serious deal. It's only serious for what the potential could be, or for what the potential is. There's a lot of them out there. They're flying all over. They're flying low. They're flying at night. There's no reason for it other than to smell something. So anyway, God bless. I hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas, and let me know what you think of the video. Thank you.
So he's saying they are not active, nefarious drones, but they are actually working to help us. So people who are taking pop shots at these drones in New Jersey, you guys need to stop. Okay, let these things do their work. Everyone just try to chill out so they can track these things. I know if what everybody is saying here is in fact true, that they are looking for a dirty bomb, looking for gamma signatures, radioactive signatures, then we got to make sure that they can find this thing. Because we've got President Trump coming into office. And the last thing that this country needs right now is a dirty bomb going off in New Jersey or New York or Washington, D.C. I mean, they would love to throw this nation into chaos right now. They do not want President Trump to get into office. He won that election. He has a mandate. And of course, the globalists are terrified. They're already shaking in their boots because Trump is waving the big tariff stick right in all their faces. And it's going to throw off their entire economic game and how they've been fleecing this country and fleecing you for so long. Now, this is not just one person who's bringing this information forward. This person, my theory, my opinion, some sort of nuclear threat or material is in or near New Jersey. Government doesn't want to create mass panic or scare and a run on grocery stores, so they launch these prototype or advanced detection drones to scan the areas that they think that the threat might be located in. This person here, Sean, says anyone else feel these drones could be looking for a dirty bomb or nuclear device the deep state is planning to detonate prior to Trump taking office? Timing is suspect. Drones equipped with nuclear detection capabilities are actively searching for dirty bombs as part of a secretive operation managed by Space Force. All this information is all breaking right now. U.S. Civil Defense. 6 hours ago, rumors are floating around. These drones are from the U.S. government deployed across the East Coast to detect a possible nuclear device. The terrorist from the enemy country will try to sneak it in. Shadow of Ezra, military source have informed journalist Jay Anderson the lack of public transparency regarding the drone stems from their deployment of U.S. drones in response to a potential biological or nuclear threat. Now, when Jay Anderson initially posted this, I just kind of said, nah, come on now. But then when I start getting messages from people that I trust, I have to look again, because it is now no longer in the realm of rumor, in my opinion. Mystery drones spotted over New Jersey, Staten Island. Also here, Shack Diesel, I'm hearing from multiple sources. The reason the drones are not being addressed is because drones are being deployed due to a threat. Fed up New Jersey sheriff sends own drone to follow mystery flight objects. What happened left him stunned. And then there was this. We have this video here. Jay Anderson also posting this. In fact, I have a tweet from Mancow that I received late last night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to see if he actually published it. I'm going to check that. Let's watch this short clip first. This is from News Nation. Reporter goes to see drones in New Jersey. He says, my entire worldview has changed. What I saw was more sophisticated than I ever imagined. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen 40 or 50 of these drones. Let's listen.
In fact, there's one over. Hi, Elizabeth. Well, I got to be honest here. You know, when this story first came out a few weeks ago, as a resident of New Jersey, as a journalist, I didn't pay it much credence. I thought it would turn out to be a bunch of pranksters and this would all be over by now. The experience I had last night, however, changed the way I feel about this story completely. What I saw was more sophisticated than I ever imagined. Take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
I didn't believe what I was seeing. But what was I seeing? We're here in central Jersey. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen about 40 or 50 of these drones. In fact, there's one over my shoulder right there. One after another, these drones appeared in the night sky. If you look real close, they look like fixed-wing aircraft, about 8 to 10 feet wide, colorful, white blinking lights.
That is not a plane.
Definitely not an airplane, but what was it? Hours earlier, I was invited to join the Ocean County Sheriff Department. They launched their own drones to see if they could intercept the mysterious aircraft New Jersey residents have been reporting in recent weeks. The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones. Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
Something they hadn't experienced until now. One of their officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat, and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
I see one right here. Did I see the same thing that officer saw? I'm still not sure. What I can show you is this video. What I can tell you is I've never seen anything like it before. Wow.
Okay, so I get a tweet from Mancow, and of course he likes to put pictures in his tweets. I get a message from him, and right before he tweeted it out, I'm going to read it to you what he said. But first I have this from Ethical Skeptic. This was actually published 4 days ago. Now keep this in mind. Active interrogation uses fast neurons or X-rays to probe physical cores, prompting emission of detectable gamma rays, and thermal neurons can be deployed on drones to locate concealed fissile weapon. Okay? This is active neuron interrogation. So this is a drone that is capable of detecting these types of gamma rays and weapons of mass destruction. Now, let's get to Mancow. Come on, Mancow. All right. So Mancow sends me this. Mancow predicts future news. Syria, the Rapture drones, UFOs, and LeBron. The one tweet that you must read. He says, "You will not believe what you are about to see, the unfolding. This is from my tippy top sources, and as usual, I will not get the credit and others will parrot me, but here it goes." All right, we're going to give Mancow the credit he deserves here. He says, "I hope just one of you will remember you heard it here first." He says, "We're about to really screw the pooch and move resources to the Jordan area, 82nd Airborne, 10th Mountain Division. The focus will totally shift off Ukraine. Ukraine is a Biden globalist circle jerk, and that group will be moving in. Give it 15 to 20 days. What's there in charge of Syria now will be quickly overwhelmed. This is much bigger than the world knows. These drones are not extraterrestrial. It's a setup for what? An event to prevent Trump from getting in, some have said. They may be correct. I think it will be an effort by the God-hating people to discredit our Christ or negate the rapture." Ross Coulthart has a News Nation special at 8 Central on these drones tonight. Wonder if I will agree on his take. And then finally, he goes into LeBron. He says LeBron is toast, much more horrific than imagined. Of course, there are things at play with LeBron that are related to, I believe, perhaps the Diddy case. It's something else that's not even related to this moment. He says, "I've heard that many, not all, good and Obama plays bad military brass are in unison, furious at Trump for accidentally recently speaking about some classified military information publicly." Now, I'm not sure what he's making a reference to here. I would have to do some more deep diving to figure out if there was something said. I haven't heard anything yet, but this is the first time I'm hearing it. He says, "What it was, I am not to repeat. It was said in public, however. Truly, Trump has a lot on his mind." He said, "I've done the same thing broadcasting. You forget what's supposed to be secret sometime and praying." So we have a lot of information here to process. We're going to continue to follow this and bring you the latest as it's happening. And I wanted to do this breaking emergency report for you to bring it to your attention. We don't normally do Saturday broadcasts, but the evidence is undeniable. These aren't just random drones. I believe they're part of a sophisticated hunt for what could be the deadliest threat to ever reach American soil. From submarine breaches of our warning networks to compromised cargo containers, from Russian pipeline smuggling routes to our porous borders, the potential entry points are endless. And while the Office of Global Access races against time with their radiation detecting drones, the American people have been kept completely in the dark. So here's what should terrify you. Why is this intel leaking now? What do they know that's forcing this information now out into the open? Share your thoughts in the comments below about whether the American people deserve to know when there's a WMD threat on our soil. Okay, going into the chat room now, seeing what you guys are saying. Phil Noble says, I've been seeing these things for 7 years. Linda Smith, nonstop with daddy government trying to protect us. Globalists want war, says Aaron. Cool breeze, God is exposing the evil. Pray and take action to protect your loved ones. LeBron on the Diddy list, he's done. Finding Truth Now, Project Bluebeam. That's another topic people are talking about. Please hit the thumbs up. It helps spread the word. Yes, please do. Everything is so crazy, it's hard to know what to call classified. Carol says the truth will be out. The evil is the author of confusion. Rapture incoming. Globalists want fear. Why aren't more news sources covering this? That is a great question. Well, as I said, they don't want to have all this. They don't want to create panic. I'm not trying to create panic here. I'm trying to create awareness. You need to know what's going on. What happens if one of these things does detonate? And everyone's like, what happened? At least you have an idea and you can be aware. We got quite a few super chats that have just come in. I'm going to get to those. David Malton, he says, a Lindsey Graham is coming to a shipping port near you because Trump is winning. Who thinks this is a huge blank coming? I was also, it was brought to my attention something about the that strike. Remember that Longshoreman strike on the port? I believe I was talking to somebody and they said that that Longshoreman strike was just a cover so that they could try to find out what's going on with this material being smuggled into the country. Can't verify that, but that's what I was told as well. I thought it was an interesting connection point. Then we have Alice Searcy dropping $49.99, and she just wants to say, Christ our King, save us. Amen. Mayor Lees, are they spreading a second pandemic? Well, there has been talk, and I've received some information. People are in emergency rooms. Some people, drones are spraying stuff. But according to what we have learned so far, I'm actually kind of hopeful. I'm glad these drones are up there. I'm glad these drones are out there trying to sniff and locate stuff. The bad part is the level of hysteria that we have now reached in this country, with everyone pointing their phones at the sky and they're recording every single light that they see. And there's a lot of confusion about what is what. You have, things that look like glowing orbs showing up on people's doorbells, ring doorbells. You have other people who are, what about the orb we showed you from Miami? I don't know what that was. Go back, watch the video from yesterday. You can see it. Okay, we have Marilee's again. People in New Jersey are in the ER. That's what she said, with severe flu symptoms. Hopefully that's hopefully it's not related to this situation. We're gonna have to wait and see how that angle of the story shakes out. Now, that's what I've got for you, folks. So what we've just exposed, what could be the most significant security threat to American soil in recent history. What started as mysterious drone sightings has now evolved into something far more sinister, a desperate hunt for potential WMD by a shadowy government agency racing against time. So let's recap what we've uncovered. The Office of Global Access has deployed sophisticated radiation detecting drones across multiple states. Former CIA targeter Sarah Adams reveals Russian involvement in smuggling operations, and our source warns that the intel is leaking now because time may be running out. And the evidence is clear. These crafts are not UFOs. They're not foreign surveillance. They're not from Iran, and they're certainly not commercial drones. They're part of an emergency deployment of ISR assets searching our cities for gamma signatures that could indicate the presence of a dirty bomb. And thank God they're doing it. The government silence does make perfect sense now. While they fed us lines about lawfully operated aircraft, they were desperately trying to prevent panic as this massive counter-terror operation unfolded in plain sight. So to everyone who sent in your super chats and your rumble rants tonight, we see you, we hear you, and we appreciate your support during this emergency broadcast. Special thanks to our channel members at all levels, operatives, commanders, and sentinels. Your support keeps real journalism alive. Now, before we go, tell everyone you know about what you learned here tonight. Text them the link, share it on social media, spread the word however you can. The mainstream media won't touch the story, but the American people deserve to know what is really happening in our skies. Remember, this is not just another news story. It's a warning that demands immediate attention. The threat isn't coming. It's already here. And while the Office of Global Access continues their desperate search, we'll be here bringing you every development as it happens. So from all of us at the Raw Feed, thank you for joining this emergency broadcast. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and we will see you next time, God willing.